Ladies and gentlemen, back with yet another episode. I'm joined by Jaron Jones, owner of Wild Things Clothing Brand. Jaron, it's a pleasure to have you on for episode 18 of What's Next podcast. We are here at the summit. Let's start off with something like easy going. I like to get my guests, warmed up with, the flow of how we do things on What's Next, man. So we're here in Lexington, man. Like, what's one thing that you love about Lexington? Since this is your hometown, man.
It's a beautiful town.
Okay.
Very, very clean. I love the people. You know what I'm saying? I love who I grew up, where I'm from. Lexington's overall vibe. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Nice and slow.
Nice and slow. What are some things I guess you like to do outside of being a fashion designer and a clothing brand owner? What are some things you like to do?
I don't do a lot.
You chill, man.
No. So again, like I just chill in my basement, work on clothes, work on the business. It's a grind, but I do enjoy going out with my wife. Going out with people that I love. Going to private dinners and things like that. That's really dope. I don't really like the clubs.
Nah, that's good, man. Sometimes the clubs it's a little bit too much.
It used to be a vibe, but I only went to clubs to get fly.
So look at his fit, ladies and gentlemen. Look at his fit, man. That's what you do. Get fly. I mean, hey. Before we even get into this episode, man, what's one thing that I guess a lot of people don't know about you?
I write poetry.
Yeah.
I write poetry, and I want to get into writing, producing like short films and stuff like that.
Me too. We probably have to work together, man, in the near future.
Like that.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Jaron Jones coming on What's Next podcast for episode 18. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the release.
What's my wish gonna be?
I don't know what my wish gonna be, man.
More success.
More success.
Global success.
Global success.
Yeah.
Worldwide success.
Yes,
right?
worldwide.
Yes, sir.
I think we're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching another episode of What's Next podcast. I'm your host, Mario Maitland. I'm joined by Jaron Jones, the owner of Wild Things Clothing Brand. As you guys can see, I'm rocking the hat because I got to show some love to my guy my guy, Jaron. So we're here at the summit here in Lexington, Kentucky, as you guys can see. Jaron, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Awesome, man. It's a beautiful day out. It's a little hot, 90 degrees. I think it's the first day that it actually hit 90 degrees. Yeah.
No, yesterday was 91.
Yesterday was 91.
Yes.
So
it's
the
all the way to
second
like
day.
90, 91, 93.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready for the heat. I know I was complaining when it was cold.
So for me, it's hard to get fly in the summer.
I know, man. I see you got something special on right now.
It's not a lot of clothes in the summer that you can rock.
It's a lot harder in the summer. I got you.
Well, layers. You can rock a lot of layers.
For sure. So before we even get into to the things as we usually do on What's Next. What we gonna do, man, since we at the summit and we walked by this beautiful fountain, my man Jaron thought it was a great idea, which he gets all the credit for this idea. We're gonna throw some coins for good luck for this episode, because it's gonna be a successful episode.
That's it.
Here we go.
And we're gonna make a wish, but we're gonna do it silently. We're not gonna share it.
Y'all won't know that.
Got it. All right. So boom.
There it is. Y'all seen it. So let's get into it, man. So Jaron, tell us about Wild Things Clothing Brand for people who haven't heard about you in the Lexington area. What is Wild Things Clothing Brand? Jaron, you tell us.
So our slogan is Wild Things Create the World. You know what I'm saying? So that's just our slogan, and it started off in 2016. Probably before, like I told you on the radio, man. It started way before then, like in my mind. Being a basketball.
Before you actually started it was in your mind. Okay, I love that.
So I always loved clothes. You know what I'm saying? So again, I told you last time my mom was in the stock room. She was a manager for Dillard's. And I grew up in the stock room. Grew up in the stock room all my life. So my love for clothes, shoes, everything started right there. You know what I'm saying? So in 2016, I kind of retired from basketball, created this brand, and it started from like a little bit of pain. You know, I went through a real bad breakup. Not gonna lie, I can expose that. But I went through a real bad breakup. I quit basketball and just focused on me. I was working at the car lot. Yeah, I went down to Toyota on Nicholasville. Shout out to my guys.
You working at Toyota?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I worked there for like a year and a half. A year and a half. And you know how it starts off as a new thing, and you're having fun with it, you're making money, but then after like 8 months, it was like, man,
it's getting a little old.
Yeah, 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours
tough.
a day.
Nah, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So going in there at like 8 o'clock and then leaving at like
7, 8,
9.
Nah, oh my God.
Sometimes I would go in at 8 o'clock and leave. If we didn't get deals done, leave at like 11.
Holy cow.
And after a couple of those, you're like, man, what am I doing?
Man, where's the work-life balance?
Yeah, well, it was no knock to like the people that actually do that. It's no knock.
No knock, because that's a hard-working job, man. Respect to anybody that's working there, man. That's a hard-working job for sure.
For sure. So when you're doing that and it's not true to who you are, man, it could take a toll on you.
I bet, man. I bet. Now you said you started this thing since 2016, so we're about 7 years.
2016 I started it, and then I went back overseas in 2017. So kind of took a break off, and then knee injury, and I was like, man, nah.
This was playing basketball overseas.
Yep. It was like, nah, it's not for me.
Nah, that happens. That's part of it, Jaron. I guess like what have you learned over the span of those years? You know, you're being a fashion designer, a guy who owns their clothing brand for that long of a time, man. Like, what have you learned? I guess.
A lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just overall, just learning myself, because you transition and like your styles of what you like to wear, and then I'll break down the whole story. So
for sure.
Like, so in 2016 we launched and we got a feature from XXL. You know, that was just off a dad hat.
Okay.
It was like, I'm your OG. You remember when Wiz and Kanye was kind of beefing? He tweeted that. And I was actually working at Toyota on Nicholasville. And I was like following the tweet. I should have been working. But I was following them, like
going back and forth
on my phone. And then Kanye was like, 7, I am your OG. I was like, I hate to call people my boss. You know, I don't like that word. The company that I work for, the head of the head guy, I went to him and was like, man, I'm gonna take my lunch break. And I went down to Cosmic Charlie's at the time at Fed Mall, and I was like, man, I was just like, man, like, let me go in here, see if I can get this hat made on a dad hat, because dad hats were
popping.
They were popping at the time. Yeah. And I went in there and I got the dad hat made in like I'll say 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, XXL hit me up.
Oh wow.
And I went to New York.
What was that like? Like at least them hitting you up?
I thought it was spam at first. You know, like seriously.
You couldn't believe it.
No, like after like it. Literally, we launched in January. Then we went to New York in February, and he hit me up.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, like. I let my friend look at it. I'm like,
is this real?
Yeah. Like, you don't really. After 2 weeks, you like, nah, this ain't real. And he was like, nah, this is real. He sent me his IG page and everything. So we sent him the hat, and like, I want to say 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I emailed him and was like, man, when's it coming out? I was so anxious. Yeah. I didn't get an email back. I was like, damn.
This might be it, right?
I kind of played myself.
Yeah.
So a month later, my friend hit me up while I'm at work and actually showed me I was in the magazine, and I was like, whoa. And I started getting hits. But surprisingly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I probably ordered maybe 200 hats.
Okay.
And sold like 50.
Oh wow.
Gotta be real. Like it sometimes it happens like that. But I didn't even have a website at that time.
Oh my God.
You know
so it's the early stages of what you're doing, and you're seeing like instant success.
Well, yeah, you're seeing that instant success, but it's just like I wasn't ready for what it was like. When it hit the magazine, I was like, damn, okay, let me just throw a website together real quick.
Yep. Now you're all jumbling, and it's like,
and only sold 50 hats, and I was like, man, I was kind of disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, being in a global magazine and you're not getting that success that you
thought you should get. You know, being in that magazine.
It hit me hard.
No, how did you cope with that though? Like, I know how did you get out of that? You know, that's tough. Like, a lot of clothing brand owners deal with stuff like that, especially not selling as much as they expect to. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you deal with it? I guess?
So what happened was I just regrouped. We went to New York. We went to Fashion Week in New York, and we got on my friend Maggie, which she helped me with the brand slogan and everything.
Okay.
Maggie Walker, childhood friend, middle school friend.
That's what's up.
She worked for Hypebeast. So I went to her office and I was just showing like T-shirts and things like that, and a lot of people in the office was like, "Man, this is dope."
Yeah.
But really wasn't like you could feel like Maggie was really into it, but her friends was
not
really,
so,
like,
a little hesitant.
Yeah, it's New York. They seen a lot of brands before. Like that didn't get to me, but it was just like, man, let me see what I could do. I need to refigure this thing out, do my research, and Maggie threw me a plug, and she got me in the Diesel Madison party.
Okay.
And it was a private party. I met Virgil, I met Heron Preston, Travis Scott performed, Carucci was there. It was a vibe. It was super dope. And I just talked about my brand to people, and I was just passing out hats and stuff.
No, that's awesome. That's an inspiring story, Jaron. I guess I want to ask you, like, you're meeting all these people like Virgil and all these like high profile people. Mm-hmm. What's the advice that they get? Did they give you any advice?
No, you really didn't want the, like, I'm not gonna say that I didn't want the advice. Yeah. It was more so like, it's not the time and the place.
Okay, perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like an invite only party. Yeah. So I didn't want to smother them with like questions and just be
overstep a little bit.
You didn't want to seem like a fan. You know what I'm saying? Because in the same breath, you want to see yourself in that same light, because we're all human at the end of the day.
I'm Jaron Jones.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You may be Virgil, but I'm Jaron Jones.
Even not even in that. I love that. I love that. But not even in that space. I think all of us are unique in our own way. Yeah. Every single human being has something unique about them. You know, and that's the definition of Wild Things. Like embodying that part of it. You know what I mean?
What's the slogan for Wild Things? Is it create your own world?
Well, so it's Wild Things, create the world.
Create the world.
So what we want, brand identity, and I'm still learning the brand identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, still creating that, because it's so subjective. Okay. You know, fashion, clothes, everything is so subjective. It's to, like, this person up the street may not like Wild Things. You know what I'm saying? Walking up the street. This you know, it's all really subjective to what people like and what your brand message is. But Wild Things is for everybody.
Yeah,
you know
right.
It's kind of like everybody is unique in their own way. Wild Things create the world.
No, it makes sense.
It can stick to everyone. It's not just clothes. You know what I mean? And that's, like I told you, it's like that cliche everybody want to say. Like,
we talked about it on our. If you guys didn't check our radio show out, we had Jaron Jones on our radio show, What's Next Kentucky. He joined our show as our first guest, and I remember you like talking about like. It's more than a clothing brand. It's more like a lifestyle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where does that come from? Like, where did you come up with the idea to make it modeled after a lifestyle more than just something that you put on your back or put on your feet, whatever the case may be?
I mean, interaction with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're people are really the driving force. So I base everything on like customer service. You know what I'm saying? Just being a great human being, being a great person, and we all fall short. We're all flawed. You know what I mean? So we have to give each other grace. So the brand truly is for the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what resonates with me more so. Like, trying to help people, wanting people to succeed, showing people stories, just like your story. Like, you're a definition of a wild thing. You're going after your dreams. The camera, like the cameraman, everybody this pursuing something, whether it's dentistry, whether it's to be a doctor or whatever you want to be.
Pursuing your dreams.
Yeah,
man.
just pursuing your dreams.
I love that.
That's what Wild Things is.
Nah, for sure. So consumers, obviously you're you're a business owner. You got to deal with the consumers, and then how they look at your brand. What do you want them to know about Wild Things?
It's not more so what I want them to know. I just want them to understand their value.
Okay. Understand that they're important?
Yeah, understand that every single human being is important, and you can go out here and get whatever you want. I know different circumstances. Like I come from Windburn. I told you that. Like
shout out to Windburn, man. We got our I don't know what number guests. If it's like our 5th or 6th guest from Windburn, I'm not sure, but we got a lot of Windburn people that has come on What's Next podcast. Shout out to Windburn. But yeah, go ahead. I cut you off.
No. It's cool. It's cool because I want everybody. Which camera am I looking at? To everybody. Okay, right here. So I just want everybody to understand. Like Windburn is a special place.
Man, I could tell.
It may get this bad rep of being this and that, but it's a special place, and it's a lot of success that comes out of there just because of the surroundings and what you have to go through and the artistry and it literally, going outside, seeing all these creative people and
creative is the word.
Yeah, and just understanding that it's a lot of life out there, no matter what type of rep we get. Bryan Station, I went to Bryan Station, Northside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out Northside, right?
So I mean, I give that place a lot of love because that's where I drew all my inspiration.
Yeah, of course.
That in Kenton Street and Coolside, Coolivin, those areas of Lexington. I know people that listen to this. They're very familiar with those areas, but I grabbed a lot of inspiration from those areas.
So, like, Jaron, you talked about the areas that inspired you. Who are some of the people that inspired you in your career so far?
My mom and my brother. My brother's a mathematics engineer. Let me get that right.
Okay.
He's one of the top guys he's an engineer at Toyota, Lexus.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the top guys. I drew a lot of my inspiration from him because he's the one that introduced me to. He had all the Nautica, the Tommy Hilfiger,
name brands.
What was it? Pelly Pell jackets and stuff like that. He introduced me to those type of things. He gave me my first real Versace glasses when I was in middle school.
That's love.
yeah. He did because he wore them in high school, and then he was like, man, here.
Hand me down. Here you go.
Yeah.
Sure,
so he gave those to me. He's the one that showed me a lot of luxury. Jordans, everything.
Jordan, that's your favorite shoe?
Jordans, I would say I like Air Force Ones too.
Is that your favorite, Air Force Ones?
Yeah,
okay.
Air Force Ones.
All white or all black? Are you all?
No, not all black. But all white.
I was making sure you were all black. Okay, all white.
All white's a classic. I like Jeremy Scott's. I got on some Jeremy Scott's right now.
Yeah, shoes.
So, but I mean, shoes are shoes. I love them. I used to be a sneakerhead, but I don't really go. I just like what I like.
I'm not
gonna call myself a sneakerhead. I
love that, man. I love that. So give us the behind the scenes, like why a lot of consumers just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like they might see something and it might be like, oh well, this costs too much. Yeah. This shirt costs too much. This sweatpants cost a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So it's too expensive. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Now you're on the other side of things. You price that for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you explain on why that, why it's like that?
Okay, so think about it like this. I just told somebody this the other day.
Yep. You have that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna break it down real smooth for you.
Yep.
All right. So again, where is value at?
Where is value at?
Where is value to the eye?
What it may look like. I guess like what value is, how it feels, what it looks like.
What it means to you.
What it means to you. That's probably the biggest one. What it means to you.
Who you see it in.
Yep.
How it feels.
Yep.
The time, the effort.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'll tell everybody, being on the other side as a business owner, as somebody that wants to grow into a global brand, I'm not getting the same numbers as Ralph Lauren.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting the $2 per shirt, $3 per shirt, and I'm not, and that's not a I'm not going to say that's a hard yes at Ralph Lauren getting those numbers. I don't know what he's getting. I'm not in his day-to-day operations. I don't know what that machine gets. But they truly are a machine. I'm not a machine. Believe it or not, it is just me.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
No, like I don't think people understand that.
It's just him.
like literally from design.
You're doing everything.
To sending out stuff to doing my own website to
that's a challenge.
Like logos to everything. It's me. So, and I'm not gonna say I don't have pieces. You know, my wife, of course, D. Jazz. You know, those are pieces, but they're not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so when I price things, I see luxury that comes from Winburn. You know how you just said it. How many people come from Winburn that's in that you?
Probably 4 or 5. Like I said, I've interviewed probably 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Out of just one season.
So what I'm saying is Ralph Lauren too high? Is it? And I hate to. I'm not gonna make it a black and white thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to not make it a black and white thing. I hate to do that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like in our community, sometimes we see a black entrepreneur or somebody that's doing something, and we kind of don't give them grace, or we just don't want to give them what they deserve for their product, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? The same people that go out here and buy Louis. You don't see, you know, we don't give each other grace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real thing. And I know it probably happens in other you know,
avenues and
I'm sure it happens. But for me it's just like I know what my value is. I know where I want my brand to sit. You know what I'm saying? I want it to sit with the best.
I mean, you're making it. So you know, like.
Yeah, so I'm going after the best fabrics. I'm not just giving you, and there's no knock to this. I swear there's no knock to this.
Okay.
I hate for people to say, you know, I'm not giving you just a t-shirt with, you know, screen print or wholesaling.
You're giving quality.
I'm giving quality.
Yeah.
And again, it's no knock to everybody doing that. Go get your bread. Listen to me. I'm not knocking anyone that's doing that.
Yep.
All I'm saying is it's not for me. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not for me. So my price points are going to be my price points.
Okay.
I know what market I want to stand in, and I believe in me. Period.
That's love, man. That's how it should be, man.
I'm done explaining price points. Period.
No more price explanations, man.
If you want it. If you don't, you don't.
Exactly. Talk a little bit about your biggest mentors, or I guess
my mom. I didn't say I said my mom too. My mom.
Yeah, your mom.
Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to your mom.
30 years at Dillard's as a manager. I can't.
She's still working there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
awesome.
we trying to get her up out of there.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. So 30 years doing that, and she introduced me to a lot of luxury and a lot of garments and shoes, everything too, as well.
What's, I guess, the goal for you coming up? We're halfway through the year. We're here in June. What are some goals that you have for the future? And
so a short term, long term. I'll give you short term first. Short term, we're going back out to Vegas. We talked to those big labels like Nordstrom and things like that, and it was a couple of hiccups on my end. And I'm gonna tell you guys, make sure you get your information and understand, like, if you're doing clothes, understand like where you want to sit, how it's supposed to flow before you go to trade shows and stuff. Because our biggest mistake was, I'm not gonna say biggest mistake. One of the things that I learned out there is my minimums. I had them at 150, and for a newer brand, you got to get those minimums lower because you're an entry brand into these stores. So one minimum per item. So let's say these sweatpants, right? My manufacturer was telling me that I had to do them I had to do 150.
Yeah.
To get the order, to get the bulk order, but when you go into stores and you go in these meetings and you're a new brand, like, you have to be lower. You got to be at like 25, no minimums, things like that. So
why is that though? Why?
Just because they want to see if you're gonna sell.
If it's gonna sell.
Yeah,
okay.
they want to see it, and they don't want to have a lot of product on hand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
So again, I don't. A lot of bigger brands don't even do 150 per.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Store and stuff like that. So I didn't know that at first, and now.
Now you know though.
Yeah,
so
shout out to Davin. Diet starts Monday. He gave me the game. We talked. I can't thank him enough. I'm gonna thank him in every single interview because he gave me game.
That's wonderful, man.
In February we was out there. He took me out to eat and told me I needed to bring my price points down. Do this. So
that's wonderful. You got somebody to tell you.
Gave me game.
And it's just you. Like you have pieces, but you're the guy. You're the one man show.
And right now we're hoping like we just bought on some interns and stuff like that. So we're expanding.
You're growing, expanding. That's wonderful.
Expanding and my goal is we're going back out to. We just signed a contract yesterday. We're going back out there to Project in Vegas, and we're gonna do it again. I leave for LA tomorrow, so I'm visiting like 2 production houses out there. So
awesome.
We just gonna make this thing. We gonna kill it.
Of course you are, man. So what we're gonna do different for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to add something a little bit unique for yourself. Mm-hmm. I try to add something new in every episode. Yeah. So for this episode, we're starting something called fan questions. Mm-hmm. Let's see what these fans want to ask you, Jaron. Let's see what we got here. How was the transition? Obviously, you're a big sports guy. You used to play ball. Used to be a pro.
Yeah.
I like this question. How was the transition from sports to fashion? Like, how do you transition from that?
I don't think it was a tough transition for me. You know what I'm saying? The transition was super. I'm not gonna say super easy because I didn't go to school for clothes, so having to study, but playing at a high level, you have to be confident.
So it carried over. It carried over.
So for me, I can't speak for everybody else. I have max confidence in whatever I want to do. If I put my mind to it, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. I don't really think too much. It's more so like you gotta act, and then once you act, you'll learn throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
Either you're gonna quit or you're gonna learn and stay consistent.
Yeah.
The key to this is consistent.
Consistent.
Yeah. From being a pro to doing this, you got to put up 100 jump shots in the gym.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you got to do 100 layups. You got to dribble with your left hand 1,000 times to be good at it. So I understand the process.
If there's one thing, and I'm going to tell you my answer because that your response gave me it just popped up in my head. If there's one thing that a fashion designer must have, what is it? And I'll give you mine. I'll let you. You're a fashion designer, so I want to hear what you got to say. Well, what's that one thing
that they have to have?
They have to have it.
Confidence.
That was my answer.
Yeah, like you gotta have. That's not even with a fashion designer. That's the if you want to make money, like
gotta be confident.
That's just day to day. When you go to when you're in college and you gotta pass that math test. You gotta go in there with confidence. You gotta study.
If you don't, it's over with.
It's over with.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad we got the same answer. Awesome. So I'm gonna pull one more question out.
Okay.
I guess the other people's perspective and how they looked at you, did that affect you in any way? I guess.
Fuck no. No.
You don't care what everybody else thinks.
No, it's so. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care what people think.
Yeah.
But I want to be the best at what I do. So to the common person in these higher ups that's in these positions, you kind of want to like that buyer from Nordstrom. You want to impress them.
Yeah.
I really don't like right now. I'm speaking to them. So right now I'm in the process of learning like to care a little bit about like what's going on without just being totally like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But right now it's hard to say like I care about anything. I just want to. You
just want to be the best.
Yeah, I just want to be the best.
I love that answer.
I love that. I don't really compete with people. I show love to everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's no real benefit for me to compete with you. I'm competing with myself.
Yeah.
Because everything is perspective. Like, everything is perspective and everything is subjective. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out DJ Warren, peace.
My God. My God. But everything is subjective. Like, again, there's not any moment where everyone's gonna like Wild Things.
Yeah.
I can't even worry about that.
I'm so glad you know that, though.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't. You know, as clothing brand owners, they think everybody should like all my stuff that I put out.
It's just not realistic.
Yeah. That's not realistic. That's not realistic.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
Now, I'm about to close this thing out, and like I said, I appreciate you for coming on, man. It's been an amazing episode. But like what we always do since we're on What's Next podcast is like, what's next for you? What do you got coming up next, Jaron? I know you say you're going to LA, but you can do small picture and then big picture. What's next?
Big picture. Do small picture. Yeah, we're going out to Vegas.
Yep.
We're going to we will be in stores soon.
I can't wait. I'm in there.
Stores.
I'm in there, man.
And then my next thing is Noble Policy. You know what I'm saying? That's big picture.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my other brand.
Oh wow, you starting another clothing brand?
So it'll be a higher end.
Like a luxury for Wild Things.
Well, so Wild Things it falls under Noble Policy. I want Noble Policy to be my store name.
Okay.
Like, just doing. Yeah, I got some crazy ideas.
I know. I could tell, man. Looks like you got something cooking up there, man.
Yeah. So Noble Policy will be the long term, and then after Noble Policy, I got something else after that.
Okay. We can't wait till that comes out. I'm gonna make sure I'm staying tuned.
Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my mom and my Aunt Jean. Shout out to my lovely wife, my beautiful daughter, and my beautiful son. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaron Jones. Make sure you give him a follow on all the social media accounts. Check out his clothing brand and his website below. It's right below. You can just click that. Check it out.
At Wild Things Brand.
At Wild Things Brand. Give him a follow on all social medias and stay tuned. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know y'all haven't been subscribing. Y'all been watching my episodes and not subscribing. I don't like that. So make sure you go subscribe. Leave a comment. They got to, man.
They gonna subscribe. This is big.
This is big. Yeah, of course, man. Hey, we appreciate that. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode, ladies and gents.
Peace out.
Episodes and exclusive content. Subscribe to What's Next with Rio.